Don't like what he's saying. It's not a great message. It's not for me. And the religious. Imagine the religious, which I'll talk about in Magdala. But wow, we're here, right? Without a question of a doubt. People always say, was Jesus here? Was Jesus? We can only confirm certain places. Here, just as I read in John 6, he taught those things in the synagogue of Capernaum. This is it. We're right here. Epicenter. So, Amma, do you have more to say about this?
Yes, I have a question about, because I told you that this was under the ground, full of dirt, okay? This was uncovered, this was discovered, okay, archaeology. But don't think that it was all the way up like this, no. All the columns that you see here, original ones, they found it, but they were down, okay? And most of the walls were down. The only column was standing up is this one here. The second column, okay? This was standing up like this, which means that the dirt was covering up this higher a little bit than this, maybe 1 foot above it. So this was like a small hill. You need to imagine like a hill here, okay? Small hill going down. Remember the mound idea, okay? So the small hill was covering all this. The archaeologists are the ones that uncovered it and they built it up again to show us how it looked like. This synagogue, by the way, had a second floor for the women to stay. And the proof that there was a second floor, you come here and you look up. You see the doorpost that leads up to the second floor. The doorpost, look at my pointer, see my pointer? Up on the wall, okay, see my pointer? I'm pointing out the doorpost. You see this on the left side, one post, and the right side, another post. You see that? Yeah. Okay? I just want to see that steps exist out here. There are the steps that used to lead up to the second floor for the women. So there was separation between men and women in the 5th century, not in the 1st century. Because the 1st century synagogue wasn't religious. Remember from yesterday? So the synagogue we saw yesterday in Nazareth village didn't have 2 stories. All the ones that were found from the year 70 AD and after, they had separation between men and women, because what happened in the year 70, we didn't speak about it yet. When we go to Jerusalem, we're going to speak a lot about it. It's the great revolt that Jewish made against the Romans, and Jerusalem was destroyed and the temple was destroyed in the year 70 AD. After 70 AD, the synagogue became only used for religious and for practices that involve, teaching and Bible reading.
One more thing I have to say. Sorry, there's so many things we could talk about. This is the hard thing. You tour people, and there's so much that happened in Capernaum. We don't have enough time. You could sit here all day and talk about what he did and unpack it. The miracles that he performed here, very, very important. Very important miracles, because each one displays something about his authority. Yeah? The first miracle, walks into the synagogue, and he silences and casts out the demon in the man, right? What is his claim? He has authority over the spiritual realm. Spiritual realm doesn't have control over Yeshua. He has authority over that. Done. Tick that box. He heals the sick, and many sick will come to him, including Peter's mother-in-law who was sick. He heals her. Right? People with illnesses, sicknesses, they'll lower a cripple in here. And the miracle that he does with the cripple, right? It's not just the healing physically, it's the forgiveness of sins, right? That's a big claim. Your sins are forgiven. Why did that make the religious so angry? No one can forgive the sins but God. Exactly. Go away and think about it, right? So he has authority over the spiritual realm. He has authority over the physical realm because he's healing people's sicknesses. He has moral authority, and he also has authority over the Gentile world, because the centurion will come to him and he say, let me come in. No, you don't have to go. I understand you. You're a man of authority. And if you say it happens, just like me, I tell my soldier to go, he goes. So I understand the same process you work with. And what does Yeshua do? He says, wow, I can't find faith like this in all of Israel. Here's where I'm excited. As a Christian in 2025, there's a young girl called Noah Aragamani, right? She was taken hostage on the 7th of October. She was rescued by the IDF in a special operation. And one of the soldiers who was in the lead of the operation was killed. His name was Anon. He was killed in the operation, saving her life. They got her out of a house in Gaza where she was staying with civilians in Gaza. Civilians. People, I think one of them was a doctor and one of their family was a journalist. Gaza. She was rescued by them. I've come to know her. I've come to be friends with her. And her story is amazing. The day she was rescued, she thanked God that she was going to be rescued that day. And she started to thank him in the morning, not knowing what was about to happen. Rescue operation where the IDF entered into the suburbs of Gaza under the disguise of vans and part of the community, and they literally jumped out of vans, got into the house, rescued 3 hostages, got them to a helicopter, got them out, and rescued them, brought them back to Israel. But she said, the day I was rescued, I remember thanking God that He was going to save me today, and I didn't know how. And the woman that was holding her captive was cruel, nasty, evil. She went through so much while she was a captive. Her mother had cancer.
Have cancer.
And she got back just in time to see her mother one last time before she passed away. Right? But her faith in the stories were unbelievable. Why do I get excited about that? Because I think about the Roman centurion who had faith, and I'm starting to see the faith of Israelis and Jews in the God that they believe in. They have faith in Him. And so I'm starting to see faith like that in Israel, which makes me excited because I feel like God is starting to shake them up. Miracles are happening before our eyes for a people who still do not yet know who His true identity is. Okay.